Hi. Well, welcome. It's July 3rd. You're probably either on a holiday right now already, on vacation out somewhere, or you're getting ready to enjoy the 4th of July holiday as we celebrate Independence Day. Either way, I pray your day and your week are going well. And we come to the close of Proverbs today. We only have 2 chapters here to read. Very interesting. And I'll just take a couple minutes to give you a couple of insights in them, and then something that I learned that I thought was kind of an aha moment for me today. So this will be brief, praying that everybody will continue to enjoy this holiday week. Anyway, we come to these last 2 chapters, and the focus seems to be on a man named Agur and another man, King Lemuel, who is teaching about some of the things his mother said. Now, it's kind of interesting that we would end on those two individuals and their teachings on wisdom rather than specifically on Solomon, but nonetheless, they are wise. And one commentator I was reading was trying to get a grasp on who exactly these men were. Agur, as it says in chapter 30, in my Bible, says the saying of Agur, son of Jacob, an oracle. Actually, in the Hebrew, the word for an oracle is massa, M-A-S-S-A. And what this commentator says is if we take that more as a proper name rather than just some sort of description like a prophetic utterance, it actually means his utterance. And massa actually refers to North Arabia. And so if we look at it as a proper name rather than just a prophetic utterance, then we could translate this into the sayings of Agur, of Jacob, who was a wise man, a sage from North Arabia, actually. And in that sense, now things start to fit a little closer. Same with Lemuel, if we want to translate it that way. And then we kind of get rid of the confusing idea of who these gentlemen are. That's just from one commentator, however. But what I find interesting really are the contents of these last 2 chapters. And the one focuses on numeric kinds of utterances, and the other one focuses on moms and wives and women. And I think it's good for us to do that, and there's some great things to learn here. And I think what it says is, number one, in chapter 30, Agur tells us, look to creation. See God's created order. See the way God has made things work, and you'll get a better feel for how things are to operate with humankind as well. And that got me to thinking about some old pictures that I have. It's actually my father-in-law sitting on a couch with my son when my son was Brent was probably maybe 2-3 years old. And they used to sit for hours on end and they would watch the nature shows, whether they were National Geographic or something else. And as I reminisce and think back to those wonderful pictures, it gives me a little better insight today as I looked at chapter 30, because the reality is, more than just being interesting watching shows about animals, there is much to be learned. And we can learn some things about ourselves in terms of not being lazy, in terms of not being greedy, in the way we live our lives and treat one another, if we would follow what we see in the lives of God's created order, whether it's animals or whether it's plant life or whether it's just His creation as a whole. And so that was the first thing that really struck me today, is maybe I ought to pay more attention when I go outside and hike in the woods, or maybe as you enjoy the 4th of July and wherever you are, at the lake or somewhere, take time to look around you at God's creation. First to give praise, but there's a lot to learn as you watch it as well. The second thing, King Lemuel speaks about some of the things his mother taught him. And we learn how important a wife of noble character is. And I guess that really says how important women are. Even as we're thinking of a culture here that did not place women on that high of a standard. The truth is, without women, we would be missing that covenantal relationship, and without women to bear children, we wouldn't be around anyway. And so, therefore, we should pay attention to mothers and to wives, for they can give us great advice when they are of noble character and follow the Lord. They can provide a great example for us. So I guess maybe today those are a couple of things to look around you and enjoy and learn from if you want to be wise. And with that note, we end Proverbs here, and I pray that your 4th of July tomorrow will be a joyous one as you celebrate, and hopefully with family and friends. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day.